All right, what's up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. We are going to be taking a look at Li Auto, okay, ticker symbol LI. We're going to start off looking at the volume profile, okay, so that's going to be all of this stuff over here, right? This shows you volume by price, all right, versus volume by time, all right? So now typically most people will track the volume by time. Volume by price is going to show you some key levels, right? Typically, what you're going to do is you're going to move from high volume nodes, right, like these to other high volume nodes. Okay. So, we have these high volume nodes right here. As we can see, right around $30 is where all of the volume is within the past year, right? That's where the largest amount of transactions have occurred, right? Is right in between those price levels. All right. Now we pushed up to these areas here. All right. But these are real low volume nodes up here that we're looking at. All right. So currently we're right about in between here. Okay, this range right in between here is a little bit of a volume gap, right? So we're either going to push higher up into this area here, okay, close to 37.5, or we're about to head lower to these super high volume areas closer to 30. All right, so I just want you to get an understanding of that, right? So that way you can understand how price moves, and especially volume by price is really going to help you out. Okay, you're going to move from high volume node to high volume node. All right. All right, so now that we've taken a look at the volume profile, okay, the next thing we're going to go ahead and take a look at is the key levels that I'm watching, all right, and also all of the daily gaps down. All right, as you can see here, we have 5 daily gaps down. All right. Now, these are important because these fill 90 to 95% of the time historically, right? If you look at our last gap, okay, here, all right, it gapped up on March 14th, okay, and then later in April, closer to May, is actually when we got that gap fill, okay? So things will overreact to the upside, have a gap down, and eventually you will get a pullback and fill those gaps down, okay? Now, I've been watching Lee for a little while. We went ahead and hit all of our bullish price targets, okay? Those were 41.24, 36.53, 36.02, and 32.73. So being that those were our bullish price targets, those are kind of like resistance levels. Now we're looking to see if they're going to hold as support. Okay. So we came up and, we got the rejections that we wanted. Okay. We started filling the first gap down, right? So this is number one, the first gap down. We filled the second gap down and we filled the third gap down. Okay. So those gaps aren't too relevant anymore. We'll go ahead and get rid of them on our chart. I just wanted to show you guys that this is what I've been watching on Lee. And in the Discord, I posted that the drop down on Lee was going to be very juicy because it had 5 daily gaps down. Okay. So now we've got 2 gaps down to worry about still and basically, pay attention to. But for now, things look pretty good. Okay. So we're bouncing here, consolidating, right off of this 32.73 level and also 31.92. All right. Those are our 2 support levels that we need to break. Okay. So as soon as we break those, we're going to head down and fill this gap here. Okay. And below there, we have another support level at 29.74. Okay. Once we break that support level here, we're going to head back down to fill this gap. Okay. So remember what I said about the volume profile when we were looking at it earlier. It's going to move from high volume node to high volume node. And we saw that right around 30, okay, was the highest volume node. So if that tends to repeat itself, right, it's going to be drawn towards 30 because that's where a lot of action is. That's where the most volume is. And so the price is going to get pushed towards those high volume nodes. All right. Now, we could continue to head upwards, okay? But you would be looking for a rejection here, all right? So we'd be looking for a rejection in between 36.02 and 36.53. We can take a look at our Bollinger Bands, okay? And that's going to be these lines right here, right? These are very nice. These help you and kind of give you a little bit of an idea of where some support and some resistance is going to be, right? When you're trading in the lower half, that's bearish, okay? When you're trading in the upper half, okay, you can see that's bullish. That's when you're starting your uptrend, right? And you'd look to catch support along the middle Bollinger Band, right? So we pulled back, found support there, but it didn't hold, broke through, found support along the bottom Bollinger Band, and we're coming up getting resistance here at our middle Bollinger Band. Okay. So we're going to be looking for that to keep getting rejected there along the middle Bollinger Band. All right. But if we don't and we break above there, that's when we have the 3602 and 3653 levels as resistance. And above those, we'll be trading back in the top half of the Bollinger Band. So that could signify that we could continue upward momentum back up to 41.24. Okay. So hopefully this video made sense. Hopefully you guys liked it. All right. If so, if you found anything useful or valuable in this, I appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, help the channel out. And I do viewer requests every single week. Okay. So if you want to see your stock broken down in the next video, make sure to comment below.